I feel like you like to belittle people. When you came in and called me a Chihuahua, it was symbolism. It was like, I'm the Rottweiler, bitch, you're the fucking Chihuahua. And like, I just feel like it's very disrespectful.
I don't come in thinking, that I'm like the best.
You
or like
try
buying
really
people.
hard to be like, I'm the queen, you're the Chihuahua. Right there, you're the Chihuahua, Tupac.
We are officially halfway through the season. The girls are getting ready for the cash trip, and this year they will be traveling to Seville, Spain, honey. All right? Welcome to my channel where I discuss all Housewives. I do weekly recaps of every franchise. That's right, every city, every episode, every week. This week we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 9. Before we do so, do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please don't hesitate to leave a comment. Now that we are halfway through the season officially, I can say so far this season, it's been a good season. This season is going good so far. Some episodes are better than others, but I'm satisfied with the season so far. It's some things I have issues with that I've already expressed, but I will further express them. But so far for this season, I can honestly say I'm rocking with Gertie. Gertie hasn't always been my favorite. To be honest, Gertie sometimes annoys me. But this season, I'm Team Gertie all the way. Okay? I also rocks with Adriana. I rocks with Lisa. I don't have an issue with Stephanie. Kiki, I'm looking at side-eye, but I still like her. The rest of them, I don't fool with. Okay. So when the episode begins, we first see Larsa. She's in her car, she's driving, and she's trying to call her son Justin. But he picks up and he's like, Mom, I'm busy, I can't talk. She's like, sorry, love you. And I'm like, child, why you pick up? You should just send her the voicemail since you knew you couldn't talk. Like, I hate when don't pick up and tell me you can't talk. Just don't pick up. But I guess, that's his mother, so out of respect, he picked up. I get you. So then we see Stephanie. She's at Shoma, and she's opening up a gift, and it's a Dior bag. I don't know if it was a gift that her husband sent her or whatever, but I saw her take it and put it on display next to another bag. So I was like, all right. So now we see Julia and Marisol. And Julia and Marisol are meeting up. It looks like at a restaurant. Yeah, they're at a restaurant meeting up. It looks like they're having drinks or whatever. And this is setting us up for a parallel scene. But the parallel scene actually begins with Adriana taking her dog Basquion. I hope I'm saying it right. I think that's the name because they didn't put the name on the screen. I just heard Adriana saying it. So she's bringing her dog to this place called D-O-G. Yes, dog, but it's D.O.G. And it's a place where you can take your dog to actually meet with another dog so they can do their thing, do their little rock, and maybe breed or whatever they're going to. Adriana says she's been scouring these parks of Miami, honey, looking for a rich bitch to take care of her and Basquion, but she had no luck, so she's doing what she got to do to get Basquion some nana, okay? She actually said it's a place, she described the place as a place where you take your dog for one final trip to heaven before they get the clip. So now Lisa arrives to meet up with her, and Lisa in her confession was like, oh, I've never been to a doggy brothel.
Never heard of like a doggy brothel? I hope it doesn't get catfished.
I'm like, why would you call it a brothel, Lisa? Lisa is a mess. So they take Basquion in to meet the dog he's going to be doing his thing with, and Adriana decides she want to go outside because she don't want to sit there and watch the whole thing. She don't want to see them getting stuck. I've seen that before with my dog, and it's so weird when you see them stuck like ass to ass. Like, it's like, what is going on? It's so weird. But anyway, so they go out and they get to talking. So they're talking about Marisol having a preppy party, and she invited everybody, including Adriana. So Adriana is saying how she kind of has regrets about how she treated Marisol and how she spazzed out on her on the yachts. And of course, they show the flashbacks of her calling Marisol all types of names and saying she need to go get plastic surgery on her bony, wrinkled knees and saying she has no talent, zero talent. So yeah, She feel bad about that. And Lisa is like, yeah, girl, you was out of pocket for that. So now we see Julia and Marisol. We go back over to where they're, the restaurant where they're at. And they're also talking about the party, Marisol's preppy party. She's saying she invited Adriana. She's not going to be petty. Even though Adriana was a bitch to her on the yacht, she still invited her. But she's not looking for no drama or whatever. Marisol brings up how she doesn't like how at the narcissist party they had with the self-help guru guy or whatever, Zingu, that Alexia set up for them. She don't like the fact that Adriana was putting all of her red flags in her vase. And I didn't notice that, but they did show the flashback, and Adriana, sure enough, was putting all of her red flags in Marisol's vase. And you saw Marisol, like, she putting it in my vase again. So Marisol says she feel like Adriana, she just be picking, and that's why she can't fool with Adriana like that, because Adriana be just trying to start mess. And then she's also like gagging at the fact that Adriana is always coming for her, making it seem like she's so old, talking about her physical appearance. She was like, I'm happy with who I am. She tried to make it seem like I'm old and all that when she's actually older than me. And I was like, what? Oh, Adriana is older than Marisol? I didn't even know that. Not for nothing, Marisol look older. No shade. All right? But anyway, yes, Adriana is older, so Adriana look good for her age, honey, okay? So, back at the DOG place, Lisa is telling Adriana how she doesn't like the fact that now that Julia started hanging out with Alexia and Marisol and how they're like icing Adriana out like she's the outsider, and that's not cool. Back at the restaurant, Julia is telling Marisol how she didn't like what Adriana did on the yacht to Marisol. She felt like it was like wrong. She don't support that. Then they get to talking about her and Gertie's situation. Marisol also brings up the weird energy going on between Stephanie and Alexia. So Marisol is like, I feel like we need to take a trip and just, get our mind off the stuff. Plus with Alexia, I worry about her because her mood goes up and down. One day she's happy, the next day she's crying. One day her and Todd not together, the next day she's back in love. I just want to take her away and distract her for a little while. And also, to try to get this group back together, I guess like they did on Atlanta, like a little refresh, renew, reset, okay? So Julia suggests they go to Seville, Spain. Marisol loves it. So they get to talking about, how they want to go have a good time. They don't want no drama. They want to make sure everybody can at least be cordial with each other. So they FaceTime Alexia to tell her about the trip. Alexia is excited, but however, she needs to be home by the 18th because Todd's birthday is on the 19th. And they both was like, looking at each other like, it's all about Todd, honey. So Alexia, she is locked in and she ain't going nowhere, honey, okay? She said, I'm gonna be a fool for love. We'll do it, hey. So now back at the DOG place, you see Basquiat and the other dog, baby, getting it in, okay? And that's how this parallel scene ends. Now we see Gertie at her house, the Abrera residence, and she's FaceTiming Dr. Jackie from over there on Married to Medicine. And Dr. Jackie is like a doctor to all the celebrities, honey, okay? So she's FaceTiming Dr. Jackie, and she's telling Dr. Jackie how she needs some help because she's having issues with intimacy, and she needs some help with that. So Dr. Jackie tells her she gonna put her together a care package, honey, this lubricant with some things to get them juices flowing. So they get to talking. Jackie is praising her. She gives Gertie her flowers, and she was like, we watching you, Gertie. Like, basically, we so happy for you. So I like that she gave her that because, Dr. Jackie, I have my thoughts about her, but she shows up when she needs to show up, okay? So Gertie starts to tell her about the situation going on with the girls and the drama and how she feels misunderstood, not heard, and she tells her about the stunt she pulled at her party, and it didn't really work out the way she wanted it to, and it kind of like backfired, and now everybody's mad at her. And Dr. Jackie is basically just telling her, take that all in and use that as your energy, pretty much. Like, let them motivate you. Pretty much, like, feed off your haters, pretty much. So, that was a quick little scene where Jackie and Gertie was talking real quick. And, Dr. Jackie always got to be up in something. But next we go over to this restaurant named Il Gabbiano. And we see Stephanie and Masood arriving. They arrive, they both order margaritas, and Masood asks them to bring some bruschetta. Now we see Julia and Martina arrive, because I guess this is a double date. So they arrive, they greet each other. Martina is like, I heard you, I heard a lot about you, and I know you know a lot about me, to Masood. And Masood is like, yes, I love it. Because remember, when Stephanie first met Julia, she said to Julia, my husband loves your wife. Like, he is the only woman I allow him to have a crush on or whatever, and love with your wife with. So they, talking, and I'm going to say this. Martina seemed like she's more comfortable around men, because she seemed like she was at one of the dudes. It was like, hey, they was like chatty. They was chatting it up. So yeah, Martina orders a skinny margarita. Julia orders some red wine. Was it Cabernet? Yeah, I think it was Cabernet. So they get to talking. Stephanie asks about the kids. They talk about the kids. Stephanie's like, how old are you going to be when they get to college? So we find out Martina is 68 years old. Mind you, Julia thought she was 67. I'm like, girl, Julia, like, wake up, sis. But anyway, Martina's 68. They loving the thing with the boys. And then the subject of siblings come up. And that's when Stephanie asked her about her siblings, and Julia told her about her brother that lives in, I forgot where her brother live at. Does he live in Madrid or something like that? No, I think that's Alexia's friend. I forgot, but her brother lives in a different country. And then Stephanie tells her that she has twin sisters, but they're not speaking now. And Julia's like, why? And she was like, we don't speak the same language. She started to get a little emotional. And then Julia is like, girl, don't worry, because we all have issues right now. We having problems in our, with our family since we got the boys. So Julia tells them how since they got the boys and their family dynamic changed, her two older daughters, it's been an issue. The daughters' names are Vika and Emma. And I don't know what the issue is, but I guess they didn't speak to them about this and get their feelings about it. But for some reason, Vika and Emma fell away. Now I'm wondering, do they fell away because their mother adopted two black boys? I don't know. Or maybe it's just the whole thing. I don't know, but that just crossed my mind. I'm sorry. That did cross my mind. And you will be a fool to not let it cross yours. All right? So Stephanie feels like this is all a little too close to home or whatever. And she feels like Julia needs to address the issue and not let it linger like she did with her sisters, I guess. So yeah. So now Julia tells Stephanie about the girls' trip. And she invites Stephanie. And Stephanie is like, yes, I'm down. So then Stephanie is like, I want to ask, like, who else did you invite? And Julia was like, I invited everybody because this is for Alexia, because we want to get Alexia away based on everything she's going through with Todd and everything. So then Stephanie said that she's going to fly her private jet. And she told Julia, you're going to fly with me. And Julia was like, okay. All right, I ain't mad. So now Julia wants to talk to Stephanie in private because, she wants to talk about Alexia. So Stephanie, she's like, Alexia's rude. She's condescending, and I don't like that. And Julia is trying to convince her that, I know her, I know you. I feel like all it's going to take is a conversation for y'all to get on the same page. We're going to make this work. So Stephanie is like, all right, girl, whatever you say. Meanwhile, Masood is over there, and he's complimenting Martina is saying when she played tennis, she had some strong muscular arms. And Martina is like, that's why Julia fell in love with me, because of my arms. She saw them on TV. So that ends this scene. So now it's time for Marisol's preppy party. And she's preparing. She has one of her friends, Jennifer, there. And she's saying the reason for this party is she want to see what the girls could give when it comes to being preppy. She said her parents were preppy. She went to prep school, so she know a little something about it. So she's saying how she's hoping when Adriana comes, she's on the right energy. She coming with good energy. She wants the ketamine filled Adriana to come. And then they show a flashback from when I guess they was they took something. I don't know if it was ketamine or not, but Adriana was like out of it and she was in love mode. So yeah, so Alexia is actually the first one to arrive. Alexia, she arrived, she looked preppy, and she comes in, knocking down the curtain that Marisol had set up to cover the kitchen so nobody could see the kitchen. And I'm like, Alexia, go sit your tall, slinky behind down, girl. So now, Marisol tells her how Kiki came over her house yesterday, and Kiki told her how Gertie said that she felt like the girls was in a cult. You see, Kiki? You start a mess. Kiki, come here. Let me talk to you, girl. Hello. Come on. Baby girl, I'm going to need you to stop running and telling everything Gertie is saying to you. She's telling you these things in confidence. That's supposed to be your fellow Haitian sister, but it seems like you throwing her under the bus every chance you get so you can be cool with the mamitas. Kiki, I'm looking at you sideways this season. I still like you, but please do not change that, because I don't like this you running back and telling everything. It's like you're causing more problems for Gertie, okay? You're the one that told everybody that Gertie told Lisa what Larsa was saying about her at Marisol's wedding. You're the one who went back and told Gertie how the girls feel like she's extra. Now you're telling them that she said they're in a cult when they're already mad at her from what she did at her party. Kiki, I'm gonna need you to have several seats, sis, because you're starting to get on my nerves. Anyway, back to you guys. Me and Kiki had to have a quick little one-on-one real quick, okay? So yeah, so now Gertie actually arrives. Gertie, girl, this ain't so preppy. I don't know what this is giving. It didn't look bad. She didn't look bad, but it wasn't preppy. But anyway, she arrived. She actually bought a gift for Marisol, a wedding gift. And it's actually a homemade bar, it's a mini bar for at home for you can make your cocktails and stuff with. And you know, Marisol was like, oh my gosh, I saw this online. I wanted this. I'm so glad. Thank you. But in her confessional, Marisol was like, she heard that Lisa gifted it to Gertie and Gertie re-gifted it to her. Girl, if you wanted it, maybe she thought like, you know, hey, this is a gift somebody gave me, but I know this is something Marisol want. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't mind a re-gift, especially if it's something I want. Sometimes when people get in a gift, I be looking like, bitch, I hope she re-gift that to me. So yeah. So now they sit down and talk to Gertie to talk about the trip, and they asking her like, is she gonna feel comfortable coming on a trip with them, because, you know, Marisol is like, I heard that you told Kiki that we was in a cult. So now Gertie is like, you know, I felt misunderstood. I felt like I wasn't being heard. I felt like everybody was ganging up on me. And, you know, that's where I was coming from. So they're talking and she starts to break down and saying how she don't want no problems or whatever. She did what she did, and that's that. So they're telling her, like, when you have a problem with somebody, like, keep us out of it. When you showed the text messages, you was involving us in it, and we don't want to be a part of it. So she was like, I get it. Leave y'all out of it. I get it. So Gertie is on her, I just want peace. We going to Seville, and I don't want to be left out on this trip. Okay? Gertie tells the girls her motto that she lives by is KISS. Keep it simple, silly. That's her motto. So she ready to just go to Seville and turn up and leave all this drama in Miami, honey, okay? So the next one to arrive is Larsa. And Larsa, she arrives looking preppy-ish. Yeah, I guess it's Larsa's take on preppy. It was preppy-ish. It was like a two-piece pinstripe suit or whatever. So after Larsa comes Adriana. Now Adriana came in and she got the assignment. Adriana definitely was giving me prep school Harvard girl, okay? She had on a Harvard sweater. If I'm not mistaken, she had the shirt tied around like they do, the book bag. Yeah, she was giving me very prep school, okay? Upper East Side prep school student, okay? In their case, I guess a Miami prep school student. So yeah, then Stephanie arrives, and basically Stephanie looked like Stephanie, because if you ask me, Stephanie look is preppy. Like Stephanie, she has she dresses very mature, matronly. Like her style is like dated, if you ask me. Like she gives like Jackie Onassis Kennedy. Jackie, she gives that. Like Zsa Zsa Gabor type, like, yeah, like she's always, I don't think I've probably seen her arms, but she's always covered up from like neck to toe. So it's like, yeah, it's very preppy, very mature, very matronly, like I said, okay? So now, Adriana wants to talk to Marisol. And also, Stephanie had this cute dog bag, too. I didn't get the label because I don't be into all them labels like that. But it was a cute dog bag she had. So now, Adriana wants to talk to Marisol. So Adriana wants to apologize for her behavior on the yacht. She said she was drunk and, you know, she don't want to be fighting like this no more. And Marisol don't really know how to take it. Marisol is like, Adriana, but you know, you always coming for me. You always attacking me. And Adriana was like, you do the same thing to me. Like when you tell me to fuck off or whatever, how you think that makes me feel? So as they're talking, Kiki arrives. Kiki arrived looking preppy. I was like, yes, Kiki. So Marisol and Adriana, they agree that they're gonna work together to try to bring these girls together, because we got the Stephanie versus Alexia, the Julia versus Gertie, Lisa versus Larsa. So they feel like they don't need to be beefing in the middle of all that anyway. If anything, they could work together to help get these girls together and mediate with these girls, okay? So now Julia arrives looking like Julia. I mean, she always dresses preppy too. She always got on a two-piece suit. All right, she either look like she going to the office or something. So yeah, and after Julia arrives, the last one to arrive was Lisa, as always. But Lisa was actually doing better. But I can't say she was really, nobody was complaining. But Lisa arrives now. Lisa, they said preppy. What you were given was the slut of the prep school. It was given very much, you're the slutty prep school girl. She had on these high boots that was given platform boots. Like, yeah, it was real slutty. I was like, what is going on? She said she was going for like a mixture between Wednesday from the Addams Family and Wednesday and Clueless. And I could see what she was going for, but girl,
I went with Wednesday meets Clueless.
Okay, I like it. It's good. It all works. Lisa's outfit is a little costumish. It could be like a porn movie.
Those hoe heels are definitely more on the slutty side than the preppy side. Like she's going to a swingers party.
in her confessional, Alexia was like, Lisa's outfit looks very costumish, like real, like kind of slutty-ish. And Larsa was like, yes, Lisa looks like the slut of the prep school. She was like, with them boots on, she looked like, she said, Lisa looked like she was going to a swinger party. A swinger party. And yes, Lisa, what is going on? You did get very slutty. I was like, that was the first thing. As soon as I saw Lisa, I was like, oh, this must be the slut of the prep school. So yeah, so now they go to sit down and eat. Marisol lets them know that, you know, the reason why she chose the preppy theme is, you know, her father went to prep school. She went to prep school, so she got some preppiness in her. And the girls thank her for inviting them. Adriana decides to drop a gem on the girls to let them know that chromosomes are crossed and somehow you get your father's chromosome as a woman. So that's why she got the preppiness from her father or whatever. She basically acknowledged that to her. She attributed that to her taking a psychology course, pursuing her master's at Harvard. She claims she's been doing this going for a couple of years now. She about to finish. It's a remote program where sometimes she do it online, sometimes she do it at home. She's officially a Harvard student. She's an A student, all A's. She ain't say 4.0 because that's how you talk in college. You don't say all A's, you say 4.0. All right, so the girls is like, girl, they don't believe her. She's saying that the Harvard sweater she got on is an official Harvard sweater. And Marisol in her confessional is like, girl, I bought a Harvard sweater at the airport, I think. And Larsa is like, girl, please, you took an online course. Stop capping. Like, and I'm like, Adriana, sit down somewhere with this because I ain't even believe it. It didn't even seem believable, girl. I mean, it could be possible, but Adriana is an intelligent woman. She speaks like 3 or 4 languages, I think, maybe 5. And she's into art. She's like an art curator, so I know she's a very intelligent woman. But I don't know. This seemed kind of sus, Adriana. When you graduate, I want to see you post it on your Instagram or whatever. I want to see this be part of your storyline next season, all right? They should have showed this. All right? They ain't showing nothing else but you being mean to people. That I'm loving it, though. But yeah, so now Julia gets up to announce that the sweater she has on, because she says she doesn't dress preppy, she don't own anything preppy. And I'm like, huh? I guess she's not preppy. She's more corporate executive. She be having on like a 2-piece executive suit, like she going to the boardroom. So yeah, so she said that she used Martina's sweater, and she was actually wearing Martina's sweater that she wore at Wimbledon. So why Lisa gonna throw shade and go, are those the same sneakers you had on at Gertie's event? And she like, no, mind you, because remember Gertie was like, why you wear sneakers at my event? This is tacky, like. So I'm like, Lisa, you is so shady for that because you knew Gertie about those sneakers. Now you like, those the same sneakers you had on at Gertie's event? Lisa, you a mess. So yeah. Lost is at the table talking about how Lisa and Gertie, they don't really dress like the other girls. She was pretty much saying how all the other girls, trying to say the other girls dress old and her, Lisa and Gertie are more hip. Because when she first came, she was like, I don't dress like Stephanie and Marisol. They dress like they 92 years old or whatever. So, yeah. So, now they thank Marisol for inviting them. And you see, as Larsa was saying, what she was saying, Stephanie's telling Alexia at some point, I want to talk. And Alexia's like, okay. So now Marisol talks about getting back to the roots and all that, and, you know, the purpose of the trip and all that. So now Julia and Gertie, they gotta go talk. Gertie is like, you want to talk? So they go off to the side to talk. So they already having a conversation about Julia. They both feel betrayed. Gertie saying how she did what she did because she felt like people wasn't hearing her. She feels so alone right now, and she's sorry. So she basically was apologizing and crying and stuff. And I'm like, Gertie, what are you doing? Why are you apologizing to her? You're acting like you was wrong. What is wrong with you, Gertie? She all apologizing like, I'm so sorry. You really my friend. And Gertie is like, I understand, you know. That's why I felt how I felt, you know. That's why it hurt me so much. So I'm like, just looking at Gertie, and I ain't going front. I was low-key mad. Like, what the fuck is you apologizing to this bitch for? You don't owe this bitch nothing. So she even was like, I love you. And mind you, Julia didn't even say it back. So I'm like, Gertie, no shade, Gertie. You getting on my nerves now, too. Like, just because you forgave her, I hope you don't think I forgave her, because I still don't fools with her. I don't fuck with you, Julia. You or me, Martina. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm just like over that. So now they go back to the table and everybody's like, oh, happy that they spoke. So now Julia lets the girls know that she has some friends in Marbella that they could go link up with. It's like a 3-hour drive. So Stephanie, she's like, she ain't really trying to do all that. They can just take her jet because, you know, they can fly from Seville to Marbella. So the girls is like, yeah, whatever. So that's when she says that she lets them know that they can't, you know, Kiki asked her actually if she flying to Seville with them, and she lets them know she's taking her jet and she can't take everybody from Miami to Seville on her jet because of, I guess, capacity issues, but everybody for that amount of time for a transatlantic flight. But you know, as far as going from Seville to Madrid, from Seville to Marbella, she can accompany them for that trip on her jet. And she said, but she's gonna bring 3 girls with her on her jet. So as Stephanie is telling all the girls that, you know, they can fly on her plane, you see Lisa, she's looking hype or whatever. And one thing I noticed about Lisa is sometimes she be looking real frazzled, like just not as polished. Don't get me wrong, Lisa is a bad bitch. But sometimes, like, I'll be noticing, like, a lot, like, her hair be all frizzy, and sometimes she just doesn't be as kept. I peep that for sometimes. I be peeping that sometimes and stuff. But anyway, so now, Stephanie wants to talk to Alexia now, so they gotta have their talk. So, when they gotta talk, you know, Stephanie wants to, you know, address the whole Rottweiler comment, and, you know, she's saying she only called Alexia that because Alexia referred to herself as a Rottweiler. And mind you, in her confessional, Stephanie had a stuffed Rottweiler teddy bear saying, this is Alexia right here. I don't know if she went and bought that after that statement or if she already had it, but it seemed like she went and bought it just for that confessional, because they actually do their confessionals after the season or midway through the season or something. They do 2 different confessionals. One, I think, midway through the season, and the other one towards the end after the season. So anyway, so she's letting Alexia know how she feels like Alexia be trying to belittle people and talk down to people. And when she did the whole Rottweiler and Chihuahua comparison between them, she was basically correlating that to like a pecking order, like basically saying like, bitch, I'm up here, you're down here. And she don't like that. So Alexia is basically trying to say, no, that's not what it's giving. And Stephanie was like, girl, yes it is. Like, you do. You talk to people like we beneath you. Like when you walk in the room, you the star. And Alexia was like, I mean, but I am. So yeah, so now Lisa, Julia, and Kiki decide they want to go eavesdrop because they hear Stephanie, because Stephanie's loud. She's getting loud because she ain't letting Alexia overtalk her. So they all trying to peek through a window to see what they doing. And Stephanie catches them and like, go, get away, y'all. Mind you, she scolded them like a mother would scold her kids, like, get out of here, go. What are you doing? Get out of here. I was like, who are you talking to? First of all, even Kiki was like, dang, Stephanie mad strict. Like, ooh, like, so yeah, so Alexia basically apologizes if you know, I'm sorry if you felt that way. I didn't mean to come at you like that and try to, you know, belittle you. So now Stephanie goes ahead to tell Alexia how she offered Marisol a seat on her plane because she can only take 3 girls with her and she only had 1 seat left. And she offered it to Marisol, but Marisol turned her down because Marisol didn't want to leave Alexia. And Alexia's like, that's my girl. So Stephanie, for some reason, decides to offer Alexia the seat. And Alexia looking like, huh? And even I'm like, wait a minute. If her best friend just told you, I don't want to take the seat because I don't want to leave my best friend, I want to fly and be on the plane with my best friend, why would you then go and ask said best friend if they want to come on your plane? So Alexia was supposed to go, oh, all right, and leave Marisol after Marisol just gave her a seat to be with her? Girl.
Are you serious to me right now?
So Alexia is confused because she like, wait a minute, she was just like scolding me and now she's offering me a seat on her private jet. Like, girl. So Alexia tells her, you know, no, I want to ride with my bestie. You know, I'm riding commercial with my bestie. Like, we a package deal pretty much. So Stephanie in her confession was like, who turns up a seat on a private jet, especially for a transatlantic flight? Like, she was like, have fun in TSA. So now they go back out finally because the girls lost something and was coming to check on them. And they came back out as they was coming to check on them. And they let them know, like, they worked it out or whatever. So now the whole thing about the extra seat is everybody's giddy to see who it's going to be. Marisol in her confessional was like, Lisa, I don't think you're going to make the manifest, honey, okay? And they showed the flashback of when Lisa was like, oh, I want to be your friend because I heard you got a yacht and a plane. I want to be friends with people who have planes and yachts. So, no, mama. She already see what you about. You will not be coming on this plane, okay? So, Stephanie says that she was debating on between either Kiki or Adriana because she said Kiki, she knows Kiki a lot. She feels she says Larsa is her best friend, so Larsa was flying with her period. Julia has got the next seat. And she said that Kiki and her chill a lot. She know Kiki and she man cool with Kiki, but Adriana, she hasn't really gotten to know Adriana like that. So Kiki is like, you know what, Stephanie, let me make this easy for you. Why don't you just take Adriana since you don't get to know her? Y'all can get to know each other, on the plane. And everybody was like, oh, that's nice, Kiki. And that was a nice gesture, Kiki. Now, if only you could have that same consideration for your Haitian sister girlie, Kiki. I need you here with us, okay? Look at your skin color, girl, okay? Sorry, y'all. But anyway, so now, yes, it's Adriana. So Adriana got the seat. So Adriana, she's not happy. She's like, well, thank you, but it kind of sucks to know that my best friend didn't ask to get me a seat. So they're like, huh? So she was like, one thing I'm going to say about Alexia and Marisol is that y'all are loyal to each other. Y'all have each other backs. Y'all ride or die. Like, y'all, you know what I mean? Like, why can't my best friend, when she was offered a seat, at least mention me or try to get me a seat as well? Like, why you didn't say what Marisol said, I'm not going to fly without my best friend? Why you can't ride for me the way Marisol rode for Alexia? So, Julia feels like Julia felt like Adriana is like taking things way, like she's just basically like doing too much. She felt like by accepting the invitation on the plane, it doesn't make her a bad friend. No, Julia, it doesn't. But what you give is that you are a social climber. You are a pick-me. You want to be down with the cool girls so bad. You're that girl who wasn't a cool girl, and now that the popular girls have noticed you, you ready to ditch your other friends. You didn't even think about Adriana being on the plane. The way Marisol thought about Alexia. I'm not saying that it was your duty, but you could have at least mentioned it. Even if Stephanie was like, nah, you could have at least mentioned it. So, yeah, I see where Adriana's coming from. But at the same time, Adriana, it's not Julia's plane. So, yeah, basically Adriana feels away and Julia is like paying it. She's going on the plane no matter what, okay? So, yeah, so basically the episode ends with Alexia. She starts to get emotional. And they're like, Alexia, what's wrong? Why are you crying? So, basically, she's crying because she really appreciates Marisol. Like, Adriana, so when they asking her why she crying, and Adriana is like, cause her friend is faithful to her. She, like, her friend loves her. And she feel it right now. And it was like she was feeling it. She was feeling that love, like, my friend really do ride for me. And she said in her confessional, Marisol has been there for her through a lot. So, she appreciates Marisol and she's grateful for her friendship. And basically, that's how the episode ends with Marisol telling her, Alexia, this trip is for you. You're going through this divorce with Todd and all that. We just want to take you away and get your mind off things for a while. This trip is for you. So, I'm flying with you. That's why I didn't get on the plane. The purpose of this trip is for you, so why would I leave you? And Alexia's like, oh my gosh, thank you. She's crying. And that's how the episode ends. So tell me what you guys think about this episode. We did get the mid-season trailer, and it looks like it's going to be a mess on this trip, honey. They, and I did see Watch What Happens Live. Adriana was on it with Lonnie Love. And pretty much the only thing notable about it is that Andy announced that they were shooting the reunion Thursday, because this was Wednesday night when it came on. So watch what happens. This was Wednesday night, and Andy said they would be shooting the reunion tomorrow, which was yesterday, Thursday, because today is Friday. So Thursday, August 7th, they shot the reunion. And I'm like, wait, they shot the reunion already? Because usually I thought they shoot the reunion when it's like 3 or 4 episodes left. So I'm like, how many episodes we going to get this season? Because I heard it was 16. But anyway, we'll see. They shot the reunion. And also, they put up the reunion seating chart online. I posted that to my community notes. If y'all didn't see it, you could comment, go like it, because ain't nobody respond to it. But it's there. It's the seating chart. And for some reason, Stephanie has first chair. And I'm like, what? Why is Stephanie first chair? What did Stephanie do this season? She must go and turn it up for the second half of the season. For her to be first chair, she must go and really turn up on this trip. Maybe she gonna kick somebody off her plane. I don't know. But she must go and act a damn fool on this trip. Also, I'm like, so she's first chair. All right, Andy's here. So Stephanie is on the right of Andy. And on the left of him is Alexia. Next to Alexia was it Larsa? I think Larsa, and next to Larsa was Gertie. And next to Gertie was Adriana. And on the other couch, it was Alexia. Next to Alexia was Lisa. Next to Lisa was Julia. And next to Julia was Kiki and Marisol. I just know everybody who was beefing with each other was across from each other. So I guess that's how they set it up, because it was Alexia across from Stephanie. Second seat, we had Lisa across from Larsa. The third seat, we had Gertie across from Julia. And then I guess we had Adriana across from Marisol. Okay, so yeah. But I was like, I ain't understand that. I honestly, I would have thought, even though I don't see it for her, I would have thought Julia would have got first chair because of her shenanigans she's pulling, and she's actually like the most talked about this season. So I thought it would be Julia and Gertie getting first chair, or even Julia and Alexia maybe. But hey, we'll see what happens for the rest of the season, because now I want to know what Stephanie did to get that first chair. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. On a scale from 1 to 5, I am going to give this episode a 3. It was an average episode. It was cute. It was somewhat entertaining. But yeah, it was 3. Halfway through the season, I am enjoying the season so far, like I said. So let me know what y'all think about the season so far. Who's your fave so far? So far, my fave is Gertie. And I messes with Adriana. And I messes with Lisa. Kiki, you got 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in, and the rest of y'all hoes, I don't fuck with y'all. Anyway, guys, be sure to check out my Real Housewives of Orange County recap that will be posted up tomorrow. I'm about to go ahead and watch that episode when I finish watching SmackDown. And I hope you guys all enjoy your weekend. Thank you, and bye.